guys, welcome back. Shannon here with Got to Go Prepared. Been a few weeks, been nutty, crazy busy. My girls got soccer, stepson's got soccer, and we're in tournaments and trying to got a game to play tonight so we can win and go to state hopefully. Uh, really hope that for the girls, their senior year and everything. But in some of the events that happened here really yesterday, and it really affected some people I know up on the Northeast with the power outages and craziness like that. Now, I don't know if your internet goes down, that's a different story, but for your power to go out and or not have the energy you need to power your devices, whether it be a flashlight, your cell phone for emergencies or whatever, it's good to have that. And I know I've mentioned it in the past, but I wanted to show a couple little alternatives in addition to the ones I've shown in the past. You know, I have an Anchor battery, I have some other solar powered, the Burton solar charger, and then some of the little battery banks that I have, and I've showed them periodically through other videos that I keep in bags. But I wanted to show you a couple different ones that I haven't shown before. And this one here is a solar charger. It's called the X Solar Smart Power. I'm going to show you that on the back. You can see it's picking up sunlight and charging right now. And this is very inexpensive. And if any of you guys are like me and have ever subscribed to the little newsletter email that comes from, I believe it's Survival Life, they offered this on there for $19.95. And it comes with this little tassel. And I've been messing with it for a few weeks, and it's not, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's 20 bucks. I can lay it in the window and it'll charge up, but I did notice that if it was completely dead, that it was taking a long time to get charged in the sun, longer than what I needed. I was trying to use it at a soccer game. We were outside and charging, it had died and I didn't realize it. But it does come with this little charge cable, USB, that you plug into the port in the bottom, and you can plug it into a power source, and if you've got one, and charge it that way if you need to do it more expedient. But it will charge in the sun. It just takes a good amount of time, like most of them, to charge. And I've lost a box, and so I can't tell you what that charge time is supposed to be, but I imagine it's several hours of charging. It does have 2 ports, so you can charge 2 devices at once, and I've done that. I've my wife and my phone at the same time using our normal iPhone chargers, because it doesn't come with those. You use what you have to charge it. But if you can probably go to Survival Life and find one of these if you need a $20 extra one to throw in one of your kids' bags, your wife's bag. My mom's wanting one to have, just so if somehow your phone goes dead and you don't have access to your car charger or something else, or if you're just at a soccer game or a baseball game and you need some power, it's good to have one of these in your pocket. It's no bigger than probably an iPhone 5, one of the smaller, older iPhone, but a little thicker. You see that? And like I said, 2 USB ports, and it has a flashlight on the back. And if you double click it, you can see the light comes on, which is really good to have an extra flashlight there. And then it has this tassel. My thoughts were you could hang this off of a pack or hook it to something and let this dangle in the sun. This little thing's okay. It's chintzy, it's cheap, is what it is. I'd replace it. I would like to have something better, but you have to have some pretty thin filament to run through here to get that on. I wish it had a better way to connect it, and this is kind of rattly and loose, and then it kind of spins. It'd be nice if there was 2 maybe, and you could pull them together. I may mess with it. Maybe you could find another way or make your own case out of I was thinking maybe if any of you guys out there mess with Kydex, you could probably make a Kydex case or find something that's already been created that would hold maybe a magazine or something like that, and then cut the front out of it. There's some different ways I was thinking you could get this and where it would mount to a pack and stay steady. I think that would be nice. I might mess with that over the winter and stuff when we're done with stuff, with all the games and things. But it's neat. It works for 20 bucks. Not a bad little extra tool to have for power. Of course, I've showed you all my Anchor and the Burton and other things like that, but for you to do it yourself, guys, I'm going to show you this, and in a few minutes I'm going to kind of cut the film with some movie magic, so to speak, and I'm going to go to the garage and show you a bigger version of this that I created. Now, there's a lot of power solar type generators you can buy, and they're expensive, and you can save up and get one, and if you can't afford it, I'd recommend it, having a generator. But generators that use gas, your gas runs out, the fumes, you don't want to have them in your house or in a shelter area because you don't want to breathe that in. You have to have it sitting outside. If the gas runs out or it sits outside, it makes noise. You've got a lot of things to worry about. If you have a battery powered generator, and there's several out there on the market that are really good, I don't own any of them. Hey, I can make that myself when it's kind of expensive. So I came up with a couple small versions, and I did this initially out of necessity because we were going to go on a Boy Scout camp trip, and we could have whatever luxuries we wanted, the adults wanted to bring. So I come up with some different ideas. So what I did here is, this is basically an outdoor product from Walmart, watertight box. You can hang it or what have you. And this is not a finished product. This is kind of the rough way, but I threw it all in here to make it work. It's watertight. And what I have done is, and every bit of this you can get at Walmart. Watertight seal, 2 6-volt rechargeable Rayovac batteries, red and black wires with alligator clips on them, and this is a DC like a cigarette plug lighters. Is all I got. That's all that I shoved in here, and it ain't pretty. Now I could fix it a little better and mount it, and I'll probably do that later. I did it with the larger version of this I created, but I'm gonna try to show you how this works really quick. So let me take the camera over here and we'll do that. All right, guys, I'm back here. I hope you can see this okay. Got this on the tripod instead of trying to do it with one hand and do a tabletop thing here. But what I've got is, I've opened up the case here, as you can see, with the 2 6-volt Rayovac batteries. And here I have connected the 2 DC outlets that are like a plug-in on your car. And they are connected. Now I've done these in a series so I can turn the 6 volts into 12. Now if you just need 6 volts, you could do it in parallel, and you can look that up on the internet. Ask Siri or something how to do parallel in series, and it'll tell you. But basically with this one, I needed the 6 volts to be 12 volts. So what I've done is I connected this, being my load over here, the red to the red of one battery and the negative to the negative of the other battery. And then the 2 posts that are not, the other red and the negative that are not connected to the charger, I took that and connected the positive to the negative. So what I've done is connected it to make a 6-volt battery, a 12-volt battery. And what I've done here is, I'm going to show you on this meter. Now you saw that those are both 6-volt batteries. But if I take, let me see, my negatives and positives here. And you can see there, 12. So I turned a 12 into a 6. I mean a 6 into a 12. So now this little fan here, I'm going to show you here, or you could plug your car charger phone for your cell phone in as well, but I'm going to show you with this fan. So I open one of these up, I plug the fan in, and as you can see, you can hear that the fan is blowing. So essentially what I've done is taken 2 inexpensive 6-volt batteries, rechargeable batteries I got at Walmart, in this little case, and the little charger that I got over in the automotive section, and the alligator clips, connected them together and made me a small power source. Now this is not light. I wouldn't want to be backpacking with this thing by no means. It's a little weighty, but if you want to have this in a vehicle or at home, if the power goes out, so you have a little bit of extra power, this is a mini version. Maybe you're at car camping. Everything's not about survival, bug out, what I can shove in a bag. Sometimes it's just about an emergency situation, and this may be in a shelter kit or a cabin, or you're going car camping, backpacking with the family, and you just want a little extra power besides your car battery, which you don't want to drain it down or have it running all the time, but you could get a little extra boost with this. Now there's ways to take, I don't think with this one I'd have to monkey with it to see, but I've got another solar panel that I don't think I've ever showed it. It's an old one, but there's a way to take it and it has alligator clips with it, and I'm sure you can find these online, where you take the panel and you connect it to the battery and let the sun charge the battery. So there's a way to create you a small kit here with a fold out, you know, maybe a Gold Zero or an Anchor product to recharge these batteries with solar. So maybe you use this at night and let the sun charge it during the day and recharge your battery, so in the evening you have a little bit of power. But with this, I mean, you can run this fan to keep you cool in the summer, and that's what I did when I went on the camping trip. Is I used my bigger version of this, and I set it up, and it controlled lights for me when I used LED because it pulls less power, and it had a fan because it was summer, kept me a little bit cooler, kept my phones charged. You know, it was great. Essentially I had a hammock with a tarp floor and a tarp roof with my power source in there. I had kids coming over wanting to charge their phones over there. So, but that's just a kind of a mini version you could do really on the cheap with this right here, very inexpensive. Now what I want to do is show you the bigger version I got, and I'm going to have to go back to the house, to the garage, to show you that. So stay tuned. All right, guys, I'm back, and I'm in my messy garage. Of course, I moved recently, so nothing's where it needs to be. Everything's boxed up and put up. But right here, what you're going to see is a Igloo Cooler. This used to be blue, as you can see, and I painted it flat camouflage, and it's starting to come off. So it just looks like a cooler with cup holders and handle and all that. But if you open it up, so what I've done, I've got a couple bungees, because the way I have this set up, the lid will not stay open by itself. So what I've done is I keep this bungee here to just hook it around and keep it open. Anyway, once you bungee this open, and you can see the inside. Now what I've done on the inside, I'm going to bring in closer and show this to you. Try to tilt this in. If you can see here, I have a converter, and what I have is I have a couple of these extra big heavy cables in here like these. One set of cables connects these two batteries parallel, so I don't want to create 24 volts with two large 12-volt batteries. All I want to do is create 12 volts, and I want it to last longer, so I did it parallel instead of in a series. So I use the heavy cables there. I have an extra set so I can connect the cables to the converter if the only thing I have is 110. So this has two 110 outlets. But I tell you what I learned is, if you, even two batteries, you hook them up, convert them into 110 and try to power a fan, just a fan, you're going to get a couple hours out of it and it's going to die. So I try to convert everything to DC. DC just lasts way, way longer. So some things that I've done here, these two batteries are Duracell Deep Cell Marine batteries. Those are the kind of best batteries to use, the Deep Cell Marine batteries. They recharge and they last a lot longer. You take good care of the batteries, they'll last you for a long. I've had these for a while. Sorry about the shakiness there. So you can kind of see there what's in there. Now what I've done here is I've got this light, and what this light is some stuff. It's in the, you can find this in the boating section in places, and they wire them and hook them to boats for running lights and different things. And what I've done is I've connected this inside the cooler and put it on a switch, and it's, if you can tell that in the camera, it's green. I want to use green LEDs because at night, if I'm using this in the woods or wherever, that green just doesn't show as bright. Green or red. I have a little red set over here that's run off a battery. The battery's dead on that one, but I have that set up just to give me extra light. Right here, this is like a car charger port. It is connected to the batteries, and the reason I have that is what I've done here is, as you can see, is I have a piece of Velcro in here. So this actually comes off if I want to shut the lid, and I can hook this to the Velcro I have on the outside and plug this up in here. And when I plug that up inside there, see, it's all lit up. So I can actually shut this now and leave this closed. And then I can plug phones or whatever up, and then I have another fan right here I could show you there. But you can see the lights. This one I also got at Walmart. It's got 3 chargers, like car chargers, and it has 1 USB port on it. So, and it also gives me some ambient blue light if I wanted to use it that way. Or I could leave this unvelcroed and just run it, keep the Velcro and keep it all enclosed and tight inside here. If I want this off, all I do is unplug it and tuck it away, make sure it's not touching anything. And you've got a pretty simple way to do that. Now, all right, I plugged this other fan up. I got this fan at a truck stop. It's a truck driver fan. Those guys plug it up. It's called the Tornado fan, and it just plugs in here, and it's got a little bit more control than that one I had on the outside. But as you can see, if you can hear this. But this I like better. And when I was on the camping trip with the scouts, of course the adults, we didn't have to rough it as bad, so I had that bad boy hooked up, blowing on me, and we were in the dead of summer at a very hot campsite for the Boy Scouts. If anybody's ever been to Boxwell up in Gallatin, Tennessee, that place just gets really hot. But I was there in the dead of summer, but I was cool and comfortable. My hammock setup was in the shade, and I had that fan, and I had power because I had this with me, and I just rolled it, took it out of the back of my truck and rolled it into the camp. But you know, that's more car camping, and having a good fan blowing on you and the power when you're surrounded by a bunch of young kids and in the dead of summer. That's survival, trust me. And it's also being prepared when you're out there. But we had a lot of fun. But this is just a couple ideas where you could have a do-it-yourself off-the-grid power setup. And I actually have this set up. If you can see over here in the corner, now I've got them put up in boxes where I moved. These is a 45-watt solar panel kit array, and I have this set up to where if we had a long-term power outage near where I'm at, I have 2 sets of these. So basically, I have 90 watts worth of solar panels that I can run this through the protection devices. You can read on how to do that. Run it into here. Had the solar panel sitting, you know, in the sunlight during the day, and powering what I need to power, whether it be a fan or radios, flashlights, whatever you need to get by till the power gets turned back on. But the solar panels can keep these charged once they run down if we're using them overnight for vital things. And it doesn't use gas, and it's not making a lot of noise. So I think that's a much better system to have than worrying about having gasoline and making a bunch of noise. Because this, I can set this inside my home and run the long cables out a door, shut the door over it, and have the solar panel sitting outside and be quiet and generate power. But that's kind of an idea I had. I'm sure other guys, you know, have some other suggestions and ways to do some things like this that are out there. You know, you can search the web, search YouTube, and find some other ways. This is just my idea to put this together, do it myself. The most expensive part about this whole setup are the batteries. I got these at Sam's Club a while back. I don't know what they run now. I'm sure they're about the same, but these batteries are probably about 75 bucks a piece. And I would suggest if you go buy batteries, if you have a couple old batteries that are no good anymore, take them with you and use them as a trade-in for a core, and you'll get a little bit of a price break. Because if you don't take an old battery and trade it in, when you buy a new battery, they do a core charge, and it costs you $15, $18 more. So if you can find a couple old batteries, just save you a little bit of money. That, and then you can find these things like these Harbor Freight. I got the solar panels at Harbor Freight. If you got one of those local, you can get them online and piece a little system. Some of the wiring and connection stuff in here, Walmart, I think that may have been Walmart or Academy Sports in the boating section. Little switch. It's basically a switch, the LED light, and a fuse, and some wire I had. And if you want to know, I'm not going to go in detail on how to do that, but you can go online and look it up, and it'll tell you how to do it. And some of the packaging on some of these things will show a little schematic on the back and show you how to do that as well. But guys, I hope that's helped and give you some ideas to have some alternate power for your home, for vital things like your your cell phones, radios, flashlights. I've tried to convert things that I have, like a couple of my flashlights and different things, to be able to have some backup stuff that'll work off DC or can recharge off DC, in addition to just doing AC power. But I do have the AC converter if it was an absolute must. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I got some more videos coming up. I'm going to try to do get a couple put together and get them out there. I know it's some gaps between videos with the craziness going on with sports, but I'm sure a lot of you folks out there have kids in sports and understand how that is in jobs and that kind of fun stuff. But remember, you got to go prepared, because you just never know. Hey guys, a little bonus thing for the end, talking about car camping and little neat tricks you can do that don't take a lot of power. Everybody's seen these, dollar store, Walmart, you name it, they're everywhere. You get $1 to $2. Maybe you can find 2 for $1, I don't know. They're cheap and inexpensive, and I've gotten these are the dollar ones. These cost $1 a piece, but they are little solar charger lights for your garden or your sidewalk or what have you. These are great. How many of you guys gone camping with the kids, and you got the tie outs for your tent and stuff, and sure enough, if you have boys especially, they're gonna trip over it. I know me and my brother did. We just trip over it every time, playing around, running, chasing. Use these next to the stakes, or use them as a stake where all your guidelines are coming out on your tent, and when it gets dark, this will light up and you will have light all around the tent. Of course, they don't last all night long. They start to dim throughout the night, so they'll go away, but you'll have a little bit of light, or even an area where maybe going out of your camp if it's really dark and you got younger ones that kind of freaked out by the dark. You could have this going out, have a handful of these going out to the picnic table or where the bathroom's at or what have you. But another cheap, inexpensive, good idea. It charges from the sun during the day and gives you light at night. I thought it was another good idea, but I want to add that bonus tip for this video. So hopefully the ones of you stay to the end, you got to see this. Thanks a lot, guys. See you again soon.